Good afternoon, you guys. Good afternoon. I have some really good things to share today. How are y'all? Okay, as y'all come in, hit that like button. Y'all know the routine. How you doing? While y'all are gathering in, I'm going to promote my book, I Bring Nothing to the Table. You can get this on Amazon.com. It is linked below. I'm promoting my Level Up Cosmetics on Poshmark. It is also linked below. And with that out of the way, let's begin the topic. Hey, y'all. Okay, so we're going to be talking and discussing beauty and love through the eyes or the perception of Socrates. Y'all gonna love this. So I'm gonna sum it up because I don't want to read this as is, but if you want to know the name of the book, it's the Dialogues of Socrates, and it's by Plato. So y'all can get that. Okay, so I'll start off by saying someone is asking about what is love, or why or how do people love? How do they fall in love? So Socrates talks about, and please don't ask any questions while I'm reading because I will not see them if you pay. I'll have to go later and find them. So desires that which has not already and which is future is not present. So that means if someone desires you, that means that because they haven't had you. So you're something in their future that they cannot grasp, okay? And you're not even in their present if they haven't gotten what they desire from you. So a man desires what he does not have. Don't I teach that? To make them wait and invest. A man desires what he does not have and what he is not. Okay, so if you're feminine, beautiful, and he don't got you, he desires you. Okay, so you can put emojis up so I know that y'all are still here. But okay, so there are, so then someone asks, first, about, okay, so I was just reading. Okay, so basically it says, do men want love? Basically, do men want love too? Like, do men want to be loved? So this says the love of the beautiful, not of the deformed. So Socrates basically said, not from anybody ugly. So he says the love of the beautiful set in order the empire of the gods, and that of the deformed things, there is no love. So basically he's saying men fall in love through their eyes. They need to see something that is beautiful, okay? And then they go on to ask each other questions. Okay, so basically a man wants what he has not. So if the man is not beautiful, he's going to want a beautiful woman. If the man is not feminine, he's going to want a feminine woman, okay? So then they ask, then love wants and has not beauty? And he says, certainly, he replied. Okay, and then he says, would you call that beautiful which wants and does not possess beauty? He says, no. You still say that love is beautiful? And he doesn't understand. So what are you saying? Is love beauty? Is beauty love? Like, what's the difference? Is love good? Is beauty good? So basically, he says, no, they're neither. They're in between. They're in between good and evil. So he says, does someone that want love not want good? And, does someone who not, and then he says, well, if you don't have love, does that mean you're evil? So basically he's saying there's a middle ground. You can't be too good and you can't be too bad. That's where men fall in love. You got to make them work. You have to be in, the type of look that they desire. And you can't be too nice and you can't be too evil, because where they fall in love is right in the middle. Okay. So, and then it goes on to say, um, then what is love? Blah, 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 blah. Is love mortal? Is it immortal? Da, 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 da. What is it? And basically, he goes on to say, love is a spirit. It is a power. It is something that, um, overcomes the person that is, kind of involved. So basically, it's almost like having a hold on someone that you cannot explain because it is more in between the physical and the spiritual. So, you know how y'all put emojis and stuff, so I know that y'all are still here. So, y'all, it's mental, physical, as well as spiritual. If you want to make someone fall in love with you, you can't be too nice, you can't be too available, you can't be this or that. You can't be too beautiful, and you can't be too ugly. It's basically what it's saying. It lies in the middle. And when that person is in love, they will treat love as a divinity, as they would treat a god or a goddess. They would fear to make that quote unquote person that they love angry. They would fear to upset it and do something against what that, it's almost a religion, basically. So when someone is in love with you, they will treat you as such. They will have certain guilt. They will try not to make you upset. They will show up on time. They will do what they say because they have been stricken by a spiritual aspect that is between the physical and the spiritual, because that is what love is. It is a spirit. It's a frequency, basically. So basically, when someone falls in love with you, this is how you know that they really, truly feel this way. When they treat you as if you are divine, like your child, when they're babies, or when they're children, they fear not living up to your expectations. They fear doing wrong against you. They fear lying to you. They have a guilt when they do wrong. So that is love. It is a respect for a person on a higher level of attraction, if it's between a woman and a man, and almost on a divine type of thing. Okay. So many people, like I said, really don't understand what love is, and people can lie to you and fool you if you don't know what love looks like in a relationship. Okay. If you don't know what love looks like in a relationship, it needs to look like that both ways. It needs to look like that both ways. If that man says he loves you, then he should be afraid to make you mad. He should be afraid to lie to you. He should be afraid to see what happens if he doesn't do what he told you he was going to do. His heart should be beating extra fast. So, this book is really good. It gives a lot of knowledge. Okay, the mental kind. It talks about money, love, beauty, how men think. So, the Dialogues of Socrates by Plato will give you some game too. Okay, so remember, so that's the whole point of the level up. A man cannot fall in love with that in which he does not find beautiful. So you got to look cute. You got to stay cute. Because he may have seen you looking cute, then he fell in love. Now he see you looking ugly. What do you think is going to happen? He's going to fall out of love. He's going to fall out of love. So that's why I always tell women to keep themselves up, because that is how men fall and stay in love. Okay. Whoever told you that, looks don't matter, you should just be yourself and be comfortable, especially after you get married, it doesn't matter anymore. He's supposed to love you for better or for worse. But that's not how the mind works. And that's not how men work. So, you know, don't fall for that okie doke. Okay? Don't fall for the okie doke. Because if you do, then you're going to find out the hard way. And, if you fall in love and your man is no longer attracted to you because you are not beautiful anymore, let's say you let yourself go, he may still have an attachment to you. He may still like what you do. He may still stick around because, he's used to you. But that may not stop him from looking and trying to, see what else is out there because he's no longer attracted to you as far as beauty. So then, of course, beauty can then start to catch his eye in other places because he doesn't have it at home. When he goes out, he sees beauty, 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 beauty. And then when he comes home, he sees ugly. And so every day when he goes to work and comes home and sees ugly, he's falling out of love slowly, whether you realize it or not. He's coming to you a lot less. He's not as attracted. He's not doing what he's saying he's going to do anymore. He's not giving you the most anymore. He's like, whatever, I'm doing the bare minimum, basically. So if it were to be the opposite, if he were to come home to something beautiful and leave something ugly behind, or leave, wherever he works at, or walking down the street, or whoever he saw that day, if he leaves the ugly and comes home to the beautiful, then he's going to give more to whoever is holding that beauty. Okay. That's why it's very important to remember that that's how men, fall in love, and they treat beautiful women like what? Goddesses. Because they're closer to falling in love, or they think that they can fall in love, or they think that they can be theirs, or they think that they can reach that point. So they will chase, they will admire, and they will start stuttering around a beautiful woman. They'll start acting different. If you've ever had a boyfriend and he gets around a very beautiful woman, they start acting a lot different, especially if you're not on her level. It's going to be like, you're going to notice that because that's what it is. So that's why the level up is very important. If you're trying to make a man fall in love with you, that is what you really got to do. All right. So another thing is, the love, once they fall in love, the woman must be in between good and evil to keep that. Okay. A lot of women get into relationships and they turn all the way stupid or good. I'm sorry. Honey, what do you want for dinner? Honey, did you get your clean clothes? Honey, I'm going to be right back. Honey, I'm going to text you as soon as I get in the car. Honey, I'm going to be there. He don't care. He don't want to know all of that. Or, where you been? I don't know. I've been out of town. Well, what were you doing? It don't matter. Or, just a person that's just truly evil. Well, what, did you spend all the money in the account? I sure did. Well, now we can't pay the mortgage or the rent. Oh, well, you better figure it out. That type of evilness. Oh, by the way, did you sleep with my best friend? I sure did. Between that and too good has to be a middle ground to where it's like just take a god, for instance. Like if you study religion or any type of mythology, gods aren't good or bad. Okay. They depend on how you act. You see? So if you did something bad, what? You're going to get punished. If you do something good, what might happen? You might get rewarded. Might. Or you might avoid punishment. You see? So if you do good, you might get your reward later. You might still be in the favor of such person. So this is why you have to be in the middle ground, because if you want them to worship you, because I've had this question before, how do you make men worship you? You stay in the middle of good and evil. Okay? You're like interesting. You're excited. They don't know what's coming next. They're afraid to mess over you because they know you got a little crazy in you. They're afraid to promise you something and not deliver because they don't know what their punishment is going to be. But you can't be a tyrant. You can't be a nagger. You can't be the type of goddess that they want to renounce and find another. You have to be someone that also is what they, gives them what they desire and what they like when they deserve it. When they have done everything that they said that they was going to do and have delivered upon the date of delivery and that have done everything that was asked of them, then they get what they deserve. Okay. And I'm talking about relationships or how to get the man to fall in love and stay in love. So this is how you got to do it. And once you do that, and once you get them hooked mentally, physically, and spiritually, it's a wrap, baby. It's a wrap. You ever wonder why some guys go back to their exes and leave you behind, even though they've been dating you for like a year or whatever? As soon as that ex call back that they were in love with, they gone. They out the window. So, right. You see Rihanna Pisces, Erica Badu Pisces. Yeah, I'm a Pisces. So you got to get them on all three levels. You got to be right in the middle. So, not too good, not too bad, not boring, not blah, but right in the middle. It's like, some medium salsa. It got a little kick. It's good. You can stand it. It ain't too hot. It's not mild and bland. It's right in the middle. It's a medium salsa. Okay, too hot for some, too hot for kids. So that's why you have to make sure that when you do your level up, mentally, you also have to remember that you can't be so innocent and gullible and stupid because they don't like that. Unless you're acting to get something and they know you're acting because they've seen you do other things like get what you want a different way. But somewhere right in the middle. Nice, nasty, tricky, but not evil. They enjoy that aspect. And so, yeah, so beauty is what catches them and reels them in and keeps them there. So that's why, there's so many women spend money on beauty products. It's a very lucrative business, of course. That's why I got into it. So, beauty products will always sell because women want men to fall in love and worship them. They will always be there. You will always find people, investing in beauty, always, because it is something that makes people do what you need them to do. It's power. So that's why a lot of my people that started off as trolls came back because they learned, I'm not all good, but I ain't all bad either. And and just like I love my trolls, they love me too. And this is the type of mentality that is needed. I control on y'all, y'all control on me. But, it's not something that everybody does. Everybody should do. It's just that middle ground is what keeps people on a certain, level of respect and wanting to do for you. Okay. So get that mindset when you are trying to get someone to fall for you, to propose to you, to make sure that you're taken care of, to give you money, A, B, C, and D. You got to be good and bad. You got to be right in the middle. So if you're able to do that, you'll see a huge difference. Just Try it on somebody, try it on whoever you're trying to make fall in love with you. But if you do this to the wrong person that you don't want to stick around, you know, they may lose interest over time, but they will always see you as the one. And so it's easy to go back to those people and kind of get what you want, no matter what. If you want to keep someone as a plan B, you got to make them fall hard for you first. Because a lot of ladies are saying, okay, well, what my plan B? My plan B, a plan B has to be in love with you or out of reach, and you can never have had them before, unless you have made them fall in love with you afterwards. Okay. I thought rinsing would get me in trouble when mad, but they come back loving hard and giving more. That's true. Bad is good in love, right? So, you know, make sure, sprinkle, sprinkle, by the way, make sure you're understanding that when we're raised and brainwashed to be good and virtuous and da 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 da, it didn't get people anywhere. It didn't get people anywhere. That person right there that has a little bit of both is who gets what they want. Okay. Because if it's too easy, you don't want it, like Tupac said. If it's that easy, I don't want it. Too easy. Just like if something is too sweet, you don't want it. Something is too sour, you spit it out. It's right in the middle that you like that. Them Sour Patch Kids, that's exactly what they're sweet and they're sour and then they're sweet. You remember that commercial? So think of it like that. That's how you get it. So you hate all of this is true. So now you got to understand why y'all have to change your ways mentally and physically. You know, um, look as good as you can look with what you have. You know, always remember that don't be too nice. And I'm sure there's more in there about giving away too much information because I was starting to read it. It was talking about speaking and talking and how, that person who is wise doesn't speak a lot. They ask more questions than anything. They allow things to unfold in its own natural way so that they can see more. So you got to make sure when you're like on a date that you're not just blabbing off at the mouth, because he calls those people fools, which is exactly what they are, because they can't take any of that mouth or word vomit, I'm gonna call it, back. They can't take any of the word vomit back. So if they want to devise a plan, if they want to do a strategy, they done gave up so much information. They can't figure out how to strategize anymore because they don't have anything, any cards to hide. They've shown their entire hand. So nothing will help them. They have to start over and get another one. So you don't always tell everyone everything because you might need to use it as leverage later on that they don't know. Okay. So people have taught backwards. They have tricked you into being that in which is not desirable, not easily to fall in love with, to be masculine. They've taught you to be the opposite of what you're supposed to be so that you're always seeking it and distracted and hopeless that you can't have it or keep it for very long. Now, some figured out and they're naturally able to do this, but others, they don't. So you got to make sure you understand it and don't go backwards in your mental. Do you feel dating apps are a waste of time? Sprinkle, sprinkle, firepower. I think they are a waste of time because men only go on there to look for sex. Unless it's a paid dating app, then they're looking for more because they could easily just go get a free dating app. If they're paying, they're looking for something beautiful. And we know beauty leads to love. They're looking for something that they personally find attractive, not what we'll do for tonight, you know? So get on the paid dating sites if you don't want to waste as much time, I say. Okay. Is it masculine to seem too smart? Yes, it is. Remember what I just talked about? Talking, shutting up, and observing and asking questions. Did I say that? That's what I teach. So seeming too smart, no, they don't fall in love with that. They won't fall in love with your brain. They're falling in love with your beauty and your feminine energy, that in which they are not. If you have a stupid, dumb, ignorant man, he may fall in love with your smart because that will be that in which he is not. If you have a feminine man, he will love your masculinity because he's feminine. You know, if you broke and if he's broke and you have money, he's gonna love you. But eventually, he will want to come back to his true masculine nature when he is balanced by you, aka Barbra the Builder. Not you in particular, but by Barbra the Builder. Then he's gonna want a feminine woman. You see, that's why you don't build up a man. This is psychology. Okay. Psychology. And this is old game. This game from the ancient days, baby. We are ancient game. That's why it works. Because it's always worked. It's been working and it's gonna work in the future. So if you stray from it, that's when you're gonna not have any good luck with getting people to fall for you. Chestnuts roasting. Sorry, y'all. Got scammers calling today all day. Men get on my nerves, so just like them around sometimes. What? And not most of the time. Well, if you're smart, a man won't get on your nerves because you'll know how to deal with them and make them do what you want them to do. So get some game, baby. Get some game. You'll be like, it'll be like seeing you see a man, especially the right target, it'll be like dessert. I'm gonna get paid. It'll be like payday. Thank you, Jacqueline. I'm sensitive to other people's energy and need to cover my head for religious purposes. I'm Latina. I get lost. Lot of BS for it. I don't know what to do. I have too many haters for beauty and my head wraps. Okay, Sprinkle. Thank you for that donation, by the way. Well, you're a very rare, thing because everyone else is not doing what you're doing. So you stand out. You bring attention to yourself. And so that's going to bring some hate and some, taunting. That's what it's going to do. When people were of a certain religion, they were among others like them. That's why in the Bible it says separate yourselves. Because if you're taking yourself out of out of where everyone is, wearing the same headdress and putting yourself among people who don't, they're not going to understand why you're doing that. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb and people are going to be evil. Okay. So if you can find a happy medium, some people do head wraps. Some people do elaborate, beautiful, what do you call it, saris or things like that with the veil thing. You're gonna have to go extra. You're gonna have to bling something out, girl. You're gonna have to make it look different. You're not gonna be able to walk among people that have certain thoughts about what you're doing and be treated exactly the same. That's just how people are. They're not very nice. Okay. So you're going to have to find a happy medium in between. Like if you go to Instagram, you'll see a lot of women who are wearing hijab, but their makeup is flawless. All you see is, all you see is this, and their eyes draw them in. They are beautiful no matter what. So if you can look better than somebody and not even show your hair, that's what you need to do. Okay. She said, "When don't make me take this off because I'll steal your man and his dad and your daddy." Okay, you gotta have a little attitude with it. You can't just be sad. You got to tell them you're gonna steal their man and your daddy and their daddy. You can't have attitude with it. Okay. So that's what I do. I'm like, don't make me come out. You don't know what's up under here. You know, just look at my face. You think I'm ugly everywhere else? Oh no, baby. See, behind closed doors. Thank you, Kira, Sprinkle. Got potential in Facebook. Oh, FBI. Higher end. He's an alpha. Any thoughts? As long as he paying bills and making sure you got everything you need, I don't care. As long as he paying bills and you don't want for anything, I say go for it. If he's cheap and tries to make you do more than he's doing for you, bounce or go get another one. So yeah, make sure the middle ground is where you want to always be, because you could go back either way. You could get evil or you could go nice, and then you still have the middle. If you're nice all the time, people will think it's strange. If you're evil, why is she evil? She went crazy. If you're always evil and then you become nice, they're gonna be suspicious of you. Why are you being so nice to me? But if you're right in the middle, one day you're nice, next day you're not so nice, but you're fair because you allow them to make something up to you, or you're nice sometimes when they do right, then they're not going to suspect anything if you're evil one day or if you're nice the next day. They're going to be like, oh, I must have did something good. They're going to look within, not at you. So you always got to make sure you don't start off too nice or too evil. Okay. This is why a lot of women who have attitudes and can't control those emotions always lose, because they're either too crazy and outburst or too nice, and the man gets bored and doesn't see anything within you that is divine, because divine disciplines. I was listening to Michael Jackson this morning, and he said, when wrong, will you scold me? When wrong, will you scold me? That means when they wrong, you need to tell them, look at here. So make sure you don't just shut up. That's how people end up being doormats, cheated on, and just used as a maid. Okay. They don't love you anymore. So they treat you like a servant versus a goddess. Okay. So that's why I also say these service jobs are a no-no. If you want someone to fall in love with you and you are in a service position, think about how that is working against you mentally. If you're trying to make someone fall in love with you and see you as divine, which is how beauty and love go together for a man, and they start treating you as a goddess because that is how they fall in love. But if you're a servant and they see you're a servant, you're serving people, they can't possibly see you as a goddess. This is why I always say, make sure you don't keep getting them service jobs. That's why a lot of people can't get a man when they're serving them, because you lose your power. Now, there's always exceptions to the rules, because, if you carry yourself a certain way and act a certain way and don't care if you can lose that job or keep it, and you're not very good at it, you could care less about it. That's when they start to see you a little bit different. Like, I hate this stupid job. I don't even belong here. you know, but if you're really into your work and you're serving this person and rushing to serve that, they see you as servant, not God. So try to, if you are a servant, don't tell anyone. Tell them you do something else. Don't try to meet men of means that you want to fall in love with you while you're serving them. They're going to get the wrong idea and you won't be able to hook them. Okay. So just like that movie with J Lo, Enough, when she was a waitress and that rich dude married her, but he always treated her less than. Okay. So be smart. hmm If I'm not doing the cooking and the cleaning, being beautiful and divine, duh. Do God cook and clean? No. That's for the maids, babe. That's for the one who worships. You know, when I say men fall in love because they see love as divine, then that means they see you as divine. So they're not going to dare ask you to do something you don't want to do. They're not going to dare. If you want a maid, get a maid. hmm Okay. How dare you ask a goddess to do the work of a servant? Mhm. So they have to feel that way about you first in order to not even care if you cook and clean. You see what I'm saying? You got to make them fall for you first. If a man is like, well, you need to cook and clean it, he doesn't worship you like a goddess. He's not truly just in love with you. He's tolerating you. And that's why I say most men don't love. Most men do not love. They tolerate. They settle. Well, you know somebody in love when they treat you like you're divine and when they're scared to do wrong against you, especially if they have everything that they need and they don't really need to be with you. But they still have that fear of messing over you because they know that they're going to lose favor from you and it would be similar as losing favor from what God or the divine or the higher power or whatever. That's how they treat you. Thank you, Grove Parlor. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I bartended part time and never told men where I work. Good for you. Because you shouldn't. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You got to do what you got to do, but don't ever let people see you in that light that you're trying to, make fall for you. Because think about it. If he met you washing dishes and cooking or waiting tables, that should be no problem for you at the house. You see? So you got to make sure you don't allow yourself to be seen in a certain light as well, because that ruins the beauty aspect and the divinity aspect. Okay, so if a man was truly in love, do you think he would ask his woman to cook and clean? And if she said no, do you think he would care? Just think about this for a second. Just like if a woman is truly head over heels for some man, she's not going to, care if he's broke. Pick Me should be in love all the time, every day. Pick Me should worships men. And, you know, she thinks they're divine and she treats them as such. Um, but she's masculine. So she most likely will be attracted to a feminine man who doesn't have anything so that she can give them, the praise and offerings that they deserve. So that's why you have to be right in the middle. And if you want a man to be attracted to you, love you, and treat you as a divine goddess, you got to be beautiful and right in the middle of evil and good. Okay, so and when you're in the middle of evil and good and they see you as divine, it doesn't matter if they're evil or good because they're going to want to be good for you. You see, they're going to want to be good for you. That's the psychology of it. They're not going to want to disappoint you in any way. You know how they say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned? Well, it had to take a man who was in love to see that and to understand that. And also a woman who was in love, because that's her evil side that she, you know, there you go. That's why you have so many people in prison over love, uh, rage, violent rage after, someone got caught cheating or was going to leave you because they're in love. It's like God is forsaking you. You're damned to hell, basically. So that's why people, I'm going to commit suicide if you leave me. I'm going to kill everybody if you, because they feel like God is abandoning them. Honestly, that's why some people can't get over their ex, because they worshipped them too much, and that ex did not worship them back. Thank you, LaBliss. Is it a pick me? And you pick me because your dad abandoned you? No. What? That doesn't make sense. But sprinkle, sprinkle. So, feel the feel the divinity within, and understand your power as a woman and what makes men fall in love, and then you'll have it. How can I become more comfortable with wearing heels, skirts, dresses without feeling awkward? I've been wearing pants. Wear it, practice, baby. Wear it every day until you're used to it, and that's how you'll get used to it, and you'll be comfortable in it. Just find some comfortable dresses, and just you'll get used to it. I promise you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Just imagine if you had a job and you had to wear that. You had to wear it every day. You'd find comfort in it eventually. So just wear it on a daily basis until it's no big deal anymore. Hmm. How to be evil to balance out the good. You're not evil. You're in the middle. Okay. That means they're afraid to do you wrong. You know how I always say, if they cheat on you or if they do you wrong, if they do something bad, make them pay for it with money. Okay. That's not evil, like going to tear up their whole wardrobe or go cheat on them with their best friend. That will be evil. But making them buy you a new car is right in the middle. You see? It's evil, but it's good because you got a new car, they are forgiven, and everybody is happy, and they will damn sure make sure that they remember before they cheat, they're going to have to make a major purchase. And so then they are afraid to do such. And there you go. Because, just like in religion, if you do something bad according to your religion and you get punished, if the punishment ain't that bad, or if it's too bad, you're going to turn away anyway. You're going to be like, well, I don't really have to do what they say because the punishment's not that bad. But if it's terrible, oh, dang, I might need to switch religions. This ain't no joke. Where's Buddha at? So you have to be right in the middle, like a fair, but still a punishment. Okay, so thank you, Janelle. How can I get over my boyfriend who dumped me in November? He wanted to remain friends, but I said no and told him to leave me alone for a year. Good. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You should have said forever. A year is good. You should have said forever. But you go and find another one, because if you keep thinking about that one, you're still giving him energy, which means you still worship him. You need to worship yourself. Okay? Don't fall in love until they're in love. Thank you, Firepower. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What is a good cover story? Occupations that don't listen your divinity. Receptionist. Freelance makeup artist. That sounds good. That's fine. Just say I'm a makeup artist. That's a good one. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How can you do something about, how can you, dang, y'all got some issues. Ooh, child, work on it. Work on all of it. Look, whatever you are, you don't want to be, do the opposite. Okay. Oh, thank you, Bliss. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm glad I can help you. Sprinkle, sprinkle, girl. Okay, so Sheila, what do you think about taking antidepressants to become more productive? And well, aren't the symptoms a risk of suicide? If you want to be productive, you need to go get my elixir on my store, Dark Realm, get phase one. That'll get you productive. A lot of people have taken that and said, oh my gosh, I used to be depressed and I'm now not. Dark Realm, it's on Etsy. It's called Phase One, Ashira's Golden Elixir. Uh, phase one. That's what you need. Okay. Yes. Rochelle, thank you, girl. Rochelle says phase one is bomb. Everybody loves phase one. There's 7 phases. Get to phase one. So it's on, yeah. If y'all are on my other channel, y'all know about my elixirs. It's on my Etsy store, and it's just called Phase One, Ashira's Divine Elixirs, the Golden Elixir, Phase One. Okay, so now that you understand how Socrates explains love, beauty, and such, now you get an idea where you stand, whether you're unlovable or very lovable. It's just you got to be right in that middle, and they must see you as they're not going to know that they see you as divine, but that's how they will act and treat you. Okay, you'll know, they won't. So how do you suppress a giant masculine ego or turn into a feminine one? You practice being feminine. You wear dresses. You speak softly. You get your hair and nails done. You do your makeup every day. You smile. You don't scream. You don't talk over people. You don't curse. You do everything the opposite of what you're doing. You wear feminine colors, and you do that on a daily basis. Okay? You just have to totally change. That's all you got to do. Extreme makeover, basically. Personality and look. Can I get money out of this guy? He's into real estate and owns several businesses. He blindfolded me and took me back to his house. Girl, what the heck? You didn't let nobody blindfold me on a first date. Girl, you thought you was getting kidnapped, didn't you? You see, I said I was disappointed, and he took me to 5-star. Well, at least you didn't get kidnapped. Thank goodness for that. I can't even get over the fact that you would allow someone to do that, first of all. But congratulations on getting taken to a restaurant instead of killed or back to someone's house. But we got to be a little bit smarter than that. Okay, ain't nobody gonna blindfold me. I'm thinking of starting with phase 3. Start with phase 1, baby. Phase 1 they're supposed to go in order. You can't just pick and choose. It's just, they have numbers for a reason. Okay, just like you don't go to the 12th grade when you're 5. You got to go in the order. Okay, so how to get a provider fast? Level up fast, look good fast. Okay. Go out and freestyle every day until you find one. Okay. That's what you got to do. You might miss an opportunity. You won't, if you're not out all the time, how are you supposed to meet them fast? You got to be out all the time. You got to be beautiful all the time. You have to be in the presence of a provider type man environment all the time. Everywhere you go, you got to be there. Your chances will increase, and so will the speed of you meeting a provider. That's, the odds are for you. Okay. Now that we know this little game, you must play it. And another thing about women who tell the game to their men, who watch my videos with them, y'all really need to understand that's not what you're supposed to do. Okay. Y'all have to understand that Some things are best private. Some things are only for you. Okay. You don't share everything. Okay. If you do that, I would consider that pygmy. You know, giving too much information to someone that the information is not for. You know, if he watches me on his own, great. But y'all don't sit and watch together. Thank you, Lyric Light Sprinkle Sprinkle. Do you wear oud or magic oils? No, I wear perfume that has fragrance in it that are very alluring and have similar ingredients because I'm extra bougie now. And I can afford the expensive perfume that already has that type of fragrance and oil in it. So it's kind of like the same thing. Um but I still have some and I do use it time to time, but I mainly just use I get so many compliments on my perfume. So, and I did a perfume video on my Ashira Star channel, my beauty channel. So if you're subscribed there, you can go find it. Okay. It was recently, so it should be on the homepage. Okay. So, um, yeah. And here's my thing. Okay. If you don't, let me tell you something, ladies. If you don't know what you want, you need to first of all figure that out before you do anything. Ask yourself, what is it do I want? Because you're going to wander aimlessly and go in the wrong direction if you don't have anything set up like goal wise. You know, you're not going to be going in a direction. You'll be all over the place. So set a goal of what you want so that you know how to get to it. I always say, have a goal for every time you go out. That way you're not sitting there disappointed. All you're doing is focusing on that goal, that goal, that goal, that goal. If you're a beginner, don't make the goal so hard or challenging. As you get better and better at the game, it can get more challenging until you have what you want. Mm-hmm. Shira, people say if I depend, who's people? Do them people pay your bills, baby? People say if I depend on a guy for money, I'll be broke when he leaves me. How do I control that? Well, you take his money and you invest it in yourself or a business or you save it and then you have money too. Ooh, okay. When you depend on a man for money, it's not supposed to be the bare minimum. It's supposed to be, thank you, I depend on this. Stash. Oh my God, I need some more money. Okay. Otherwise, you just scratching the bare minimum and you might as well have stayed working. You know what I mean? So if you don't have a man that can give you extra, then of course, make your own money. Make your own money. Don't be one of the people that are always saying, well, I have a provider man, but ain't no buts. Ain't no buts. If he's providing, you ain't wanting. You ain't in need. You are provided for. Okay. So if you have a provider man, you have enough to stack your own money from his money. So let's say you have a provider. He pays all the bills, right? And he puts money into your account, or you have access to his account. You can take that access, take some money out of it, and start your own personal savings account in another bank. Okay. Or you can invest it in some type of business or inventory or online e-commerce business and make your own money work for yourself. Or you could just save it, invest it in something large that's going to have, a payout or something. But you don't just sit there and spend it like an idiot and don't have anything saved. Or you just don't go with the bare minimum and just say, oh, all my bills are paid, so I'm good. No, because you're not good, because you can't go get them new shoes that you want. You can't go take your kids to the, amusement park if you want. You can't go on a vacation or, buy a new wardrobe if you can. So provided for means you don't want for anything. Okay. Okay. So I was talking to a Dusty for 10 months, and he took advantage of my kindness. No, you were too kind. And I realized he was using the girl. I'm glad you realized it. Learn my lesson. Never again. Nope. Don't ever be nice. Don't ever be nice. Be fair, but don't be nice. Thank you, Miss Fashionably Late. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Your potential is 50, real estate investor and owns restaurant, blindfolded and took me to his house. You already told me that. And cooked for you. And I was uncomfortable. That's what you told me. He wants an open relationship and I'm wasting my wasted time. Girl, is he paying any bills? Sprinkle, sprinkle. This fool sounds like you're not divine. He's treating you like, okay, here's my thing. If you just want to use him for his money, use him for his money. Okay. You can be in an open relationship too and dating other men and having other sugar daddies too. But don't sleep with him until you no longer work, until he's paying all your bills and A, B, C, and D. Don't just be somebody's extra on the side when the other one don't answer. If you're not getting any type of maximum benefit out of it, you know what I'm saying? Because he's treating you like an object versus you're not versus him falling for you and giving you whatever you want. You see? So if you just want his money and you're gonna be dating other guys anyway, great. Some men are insecure, so they offer the open relationship first and foremost because they know you're not going to stay faithful, especially if you're cute. And if you agree to that and whatever, then they're still keeping their options open. You're still keeping your options open, which means there's nothing in your future with that man. Okay, so just get the money and keep on dating. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what you got to do. Can you make a video on having high standards and being open-minded? I'm open-minded on certain things, but not my standards. My standards stay. They are fixed. My open-mindedness comes later after I have everything that I desire and want out of that relationship. And I open my mind to new possibilities, but nothing before that. I'm sorry. I don't bend. That's why if you have them high standards, just like the Bible got them commandments, you will have plenty of men worshiping you. Okay. You will have plenty of men wanting to do for you. Stick to your standards. If the Bible said, thou shalt not steal if you don't want to. Thou shalt not kill unless A, B, C, and D. That's not a set of commandments. That's just somebody telling you their opinion. Okay. Or, so if you stay firm, you will gather respect. You will gather obedience and self-discipline within that man, not the other way around. Okay. So keep your standards. I want to buy your ebook on Amazon, but it's not available. How can I get it? If you live in a different country, and I don't know which ebook you're trying to get because I'm uploading one. But if you're in a different country, you need to change your address to an American address or something like that. And then order it and then go switch your address back. I don't know. It's just sometimes you have to do that. Or you can get it, You can get somebody's American address online, just say that's your address and then switch it back when you're done downloading it. Amazon is weird like that because in some countries it's unavailable because it is against the major culture and religion in that area. So y'all know gold digging and A, B, C, and D is not something that you're going to be introduced to in your own country. If you live in like Dubai, Saudi Arabia, y'all can't get this book. Y'all got to go put in a fake address and scam the system. Baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. See, y'all don't think y'all don't think like a someone between good and evil. You know, if you did, you were like, oh, maybe it's because of where I live. Maybe I need to change this address. Mm-hmm. Then change it back. Okay. Thank you, aka Cha Cha. Got in really good shape. Started posting cute pictures of you. Your aunt screenshotted them and sent them to me to shame me, saying I was doing too much, and saying I would have wrote back, you ain't doing enough. That's not what this man who paid my rent said. Actually, you can say I was thinking about stepping it up. Now, I don't care about is that aunt paying your bills? Is that aunt gonna marry you and provide for you for the rest of your life and raise your children with you? Then who cares? If she got a man, you should send her a picture of her ugly self and say, you ain't doing enough. That's what I would have did. Find a screenshot of her looking crazy and sent it right back saying, you ain't doing enough, baby. And did it side by side with you and then her. I'd be mad too. That's what I put. I would be mad too if I wasn't me. She'll never do it again. She will never say anything to you again about what you're doing. I promise you. You got to put them in their place. That's one thing about being in the middle between good and evil. You're not afraid to put someone in their place where they belong so that they don't get out of line again. And they will respect you because they will be afraid of you after that point because you have embarrassed them. You see? So that's what you have to do. You gotta be stern but fair. Like, you gonna come to me with this BS thinking you finna make me feel some type of way about myself? Oh no. You have just opened a can of worms because what I send back to you is gonna be way worse, but it's gonna be your own fault. Just like a deity would do. Okay. You have to act like that's why on my other channel, I'm Star Goddess. Because you have to think right there in the middle. And when you start doing that, you're going to see a difference in your life. You're not going to be treated no kind of way. You're not going to be like, oh, well, I feel bad because someone thinks this way. I mean, God don't care about how people feel about God. Right? That's how you have to feel. You have to be divine within yourself first, and then make others respect that aspect of you as well. So you become a goddess. You act like one. You don't act like a little girl. You don't act like a little, doormat. You stand up strong and you let them know, and they'll never do it again unless they like being punished. Okay, some people do. Some people like being punished. You seen the Da Vinci Code and that dude was whipping himself. Okay, so thank you, Bella. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Wealthy old men go silent when they learn I wasn't born here. That's because they think you're trying to find a green card. How do I justify my accent and lie? It's getting annoying. I'm educated and fit. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, it depends on what kind of accent you have. It depends on their view of, people with accents. Because, you got old men, they grew up in the old days, which means they have an old way of thinking. Maybe they don't understand your accent. Maybe it gets annoying after a while, because I know a lot of people who get annoyed of accents after a while. And it's not your fault. It ain't your fault. It's just how it is. People don't like having to hear. It becomes like, let me think. of an accent that would a lot of people would get annoyed of the accent after a while if it's not their own accent. Someone said make it sound sexy, right? You got to make it sound sexy. You can't just talk like regular. You got to like Sophia, whatever her name is. Uh, that's how she does it. She tries to make sound sexy. But if you're just talking normally, it could get annoying to someone who has a different accent. So you got to be stereotypical, spicy Latina girl. You got, hi, papi, what you doing today? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be over there. I'm gonna be over there later. Okay, I'm gonna see you later. Oh, mwah, see you later, papi. You got to do all of that. You can't be like, okay, I'm gonna see you later. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it. You can't do that. They have this fantasy in their mind that's stereotypical, and that's what they find beautiful and alluring, and that's what you got to do. Same thing with the baby voice. Women talk like this on a normal basis. We got to be up, hey, baby, how are you? We got to do the same thing, even with the same accent. We still got to act. We got to act all day, except, after you get married and stuff, they know your real voice. But when you want something, then you put on a little extra. You know, hey, baby, how are you? How was your day? Okay. Oh, yes, I missed you so much. Versus, hey, how was your day? Okay. Missed you. That's blah and bored, and I don't want that. It's like, you know, where is the flavor? Where is the allure? Where is the middle ground between sexy and normal? Always find that middle ground. And that's how you got to do it, okay? So, whenever you talk to them, do the sexy thing, okay? Girl, yes, girl, you gotta go get my book, girl. I bring nothing to the table. What do you do when you get to the table? You sit down and you think what? You say your grace, right? Thank you, dear God. Thank you. God is good. Da, da, da. When you invite God to eat with you, when you invite a goddess to eat with you, you don't ask them what they bring in, okay? Because it is an honor to be among them. This is goddess thinking. When some dusty man asks you what you bring to the table, he will never see you as divine because he does not see the beauty in you and he cannot fall in love with you. He is looking for a room mate or a Barbra the builder. So when the words come out of a dusty's mouth, what do you bring to the table? You are not beautiful enough for him to treat divine. Leave him alone. Okay? Because the man that was truly trying to impress you and was really smitten by you and will treat you as the goddess that you are would never ask such a stupid question. Dear God, thank you for being in my presence. By the way, what do you bring to the table, sir? Because I'm sitting here and I'm going to need something from you. If I'm going to sit here on my knees and pray and dedicate my life to you. So, what are you bringing to the table? That's when they get struck by lightning. That's when somebody hacked their bank account. That's what I'm bringing to the table, wrath. And I'm out. Don't call on me no more. Blocked. Okay? So you got to treat them as if you are a goddess. You don't deal with the okie doke. And you will never get somebody who does not appreciate you or worships you because you don't allow it. Thank you, Kai Hall. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Good reasons to ask for money besides car trouble. There are just so many. Just pick one, baby. My grandma. I paid her rent. I paid her mortgage. Now I'm short. Do something noble. Men respect noble, but not too noble because it sounds like a lie. Act like you weren't too pleased to do it, but you had to do it because it's my grandma. Well, I had to pay my grandma's mortgage this time because, she's on a fixed income. So I kind of sacrificed mine, but, I didn't really want to, but that's the right thing to do. So I did it. But now I'm stuck. Middle ground. He knows you're decent, but he knows you didn't want to do it. So a little bit evil. But you did the right thing when it came down to it. So you are fair. So he will be fair and generous upon you, you see. Treat yourself as a god or a goddess, and you will be treated the same by other people. Okay? That's all you gotta do. This takes a lot of self work too, because it takes a level of self esteem in order to pull this off. That's why, if you've been on my channel a while, you should have gotten your self esteem up. If y'all still having self esteem issues, then you need to work on that and get that up before you can be this, have this type of mindset. You got to get that up. Okay. People aren't going to treat you like you um, are a goddess if you are not acting like that. Thank you. So, get that goddess mentality, and you'll have someone that will fall in love with you. I mean, think about it. When you think of certain women, like let's just use celebrities, since that's all we all know celebrities. When you think of certain celebrities and their status, a lot of people hold them to the same status as a divine being or a goddess, because that's how they carry themselves, treat themselves, and they don't take nothing less than what they want or deserve. And a lot of people resent celebrities for that because they can't get to that level of mentality. You don't have to be a celebrity to be treated like a goddess. You never had to be a celebrity, but you have to treat yourself as a goddess for others to treat you like a goddess. Thank you, Portia Fox. I'm applying everything you have been saying, and it's working for real. Met at Sugar Daddy this weekend, and he's offering a pre-allowance. Sprinkle, sprinkle, girl, get that pre-allowance, okay? Girl, he tied an offering in you already. He can mail his check in. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Good for you. So, very, very wise to treat yourself as a goddess, and so do others. Where is a good place to freestyle in New York, girls? Okay, y'all live in New York, put some good places to freestyle in the comments if you know. Thank you. Help everybody out. You gotta feel it. And see, some men would not like that aspect of you if you're unable to lower your standards. If you say, I'm sorry, I don't bring nothing to the table. They're not looking for a goddess. Okay, they're looking for a servant. So that is why they ask this question. Who brings stuff to the table, baby? Just ask yourself this question. Who brings things to the table? A goddess or a servant? If they're asking you to bring something to the table, how do they see you? As a servant. Do not be anybody's servant, baby. That's how they see you. The nerve. That's why you got to get up and leave, because they didn't call it on the wrong type of energy. They didn't call it on the wrong spirits around here. Look, you must be looking for the servant spirits. I'm a goddess. I'm divine, baby. I got to go. Thank you, Leah Love. 2 kids, husband paid bills, school. Now I work. Help. Girl, quit your job. Quit your job. Quit school or your job. Stay home, raise them kids, let that man handle it. Tell him to get another job. Okay? Why are you doing all of that? Why are you doing all of that? Why would you go to school and work at the same time? And be married and have kids? No. You need to drop one of those things, and he needs to pick up at least the job aspect of it. You shouldn't be working. Okay? So quit your job. Tell him you got fired, and tell him, oh, my company is laying off people soon, so I might not have a job in about 3 months. Give him some time to find another job. You need to find a second job. Or we need to put these kids in daycare. Or if sometimes people don't even realize that they're paying daycare more money than they are earning. If you are paying daycare more money than you're earning, why are you taking your kids to daycare? Some people never did the math. So maybe you should do the math and see if you would save money by not taking kids to daycare. Okay. Shira is teaching y'all how to be Section 8. I'm not teaching them how to be your mama fresh. Fresh, y'all, I would never teach them to be as your mother. I'm teaching them how to get the bag, something that you've never had. Anyway, um, so even the Dusties are telling you that you're doing too much. Even the Dusties? Okay. Well, yo mama. Oh, you talking about the troll? Okay. Thank you, LaBliss. What's a good first date if you sick of dinners? Shopping, baby. Okay. The museum. There's always an expensive gift shop at the end. Go somewhere, a concert or something. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mhm. You met him at McDonald's, this dude in a Mercedes? Girl, that probably wasn't even his car. He was probably on test driving it from the mechanic across the street on his lunch break, child. That's a red flag. If a man in a Mercedes is at McDonald's and he's giving you out numbers, he test driving that thing to make sure the brakes work after the brake pad change. Was there a service station nearby? Was there a car dealership nearby? Think about it. Um, did he look like he's supposed to be in that car too? One time I saw this dude at a gas station putting gas into like a real expensive sports car, like a Maserati or something, or a I don't know. It was maybe it was something else, but it was an expensive sports car. He kept looking around at every woman, like he wasn't used to having his car, and he was smiling. He was like, "I know that ain't your car. You test driving it. You driving it from A to Z. You going to have it washed. Just stop." You can tell when people have money when they're driving somebody else's car. So, um, he might not pick you up in the same car, or it could have been his daddy's car or his mama's car, baby. So be careful. He was at McDonald's giving out his number. Sure. What about having multiple sugar daddies and sleep with all of them and they pay you? Then that's up to you, baby. That's up to you. Like, you don't have to do all of that. But if that's the only way you feel like you can get money, then and that's your free will. Mhm. I'm not looking down on it. I'm just saying that's your free will. I don't judge it. So I'm just saying you don't have to. There's other options, but if that's your option and you like to do that and that's how you getting your money and you would rather do that than work, then more power to you, girl. Okay. How can I make men relax about me being from a different country and not be afraid that I'm only with them? You got to find somebody that likes women from your country. You know, um, you know, you got to trick them into wanting to give you a green card. Use the reverse psychology. Talk about how you can't wait to get back home, baby. Men want what they cannot have. Men admire beauty and in which they do not have. Men admire which that is in their future. Okay. If you take what they admire away, they are upset and they want to bring it back into their present and possibly back into their future. So you start off by saying, "Hey, babe, da-da-da. I really like you." Don't tell them you're from another country. Don't tell them nothing about no green card until they fall for you. Then you say, "Oh, guess what? I'm so excited. I'm going back home and, get to go back home and do A, B, C, and D. And but I'm in love with you. Oh, I'm in love with you too. It's gonna make me sad to go, but I gotta go, baby. Why do you have to go? Why can't you stay another month? Oh, because my visa, The only way I can stay here is if I get a green card. And I mean, I never even thought about that and went through any of the process, but we can write. Well, what will it take for you to get a green card? Oh, I don't know. I never looked into it. But you know what? My friend got her green card, so I'll ask her tomorrow. But I don't know. You probably got to marry me or something. But we don't know each other well enough to get married. I'll marry you if you means you can stay. Oh, but I want to go home. I already told all my friends I was coming back, and da, 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 but I do love you, and then I would miss you so much. And you're right. Maybe I should. Maybe we should just be together because I've never been so happy. I mean, I was excited to go home, but if I get a green card, I can always go back and visit. Girls, flip the script. That's how you do it. Um, mhm. At least that's how I would do it. I ain't worried about you. I'm trying to get back home. But why? Always take away what they want, and they will always try to claim it. um, what time is it? I gotta go in like 10 minutes. So it's not easy, but it's not that easy to live your life with an older man just for money. It's easy for me, baby. I live my life on a daily basis with an older man. But he worships me as a goddess. So very easy. It's very easy when they see you as divine. Your old man must see you as divine. So you need to work on that. So, there's the right target and then there's the right level of confidence. There's the right level of how you see yourself and how you treat yourself, and that's how they will treat you. So I didn't even have to ask. James just said, be home at this time. I'm like, why? We're going to the bank. I'm like, why are we going to the bank? This was a long time ago. Well, I have to put you on my account. I didn't even have to ask. Here's your own personal card. Okay. So, you know, you just have to make sure that you have standards and that, things are how they're supposed to be within yourself before you try to hope and wish that someone loves you, because they cannot love you unless they see you as divine. Otherwise, they're only tolerating you or using you. You ever notice how if a man was using you and then he runs and rushes into the next relationship so quick, and next thing you know, he's married or engaged? That's because he found divinity in that person in which he did not see in you. You were only the stepping stone. You were the precursor. You were you were the priest, she the goddess. You were the priestess, she was the goddess. So you have to make yourself the goddess first, and that's just that. Don't allow someone to treat you like you don't see yourself. Because I have so many women talking about, oh, I've gotten a relationship and I lost myself. I don't know who I am anymore. I used to be A, B, C, and D. Okay, well, oh, I used to be a goddess, but then I got in a relationship with this mortal being, and now I don't even know if I'm divine anymore. I've fallen from grace. Now I'm the devil. Okay? No, stay up there. Stay the goddess. Um, there you go. Sure, what does it mean when he says he's thinking of me but doesn't make plans to me? That means stay on hold like a fool while I tell you lies. And when I get bored and don't have plans, maybe I will try to meet you if nothing better comes along. Oop, that's what he's telling you. He's saying, hold on until I feel like dealing with you, if I ever feel like it. I wouldn't even be answering. I'll be like, who is this? Okay. So no, he ain't thinking about you. He thinking about how you need to keep you on hold in case he needs somebody later on when his first, second, and third choice don't pick up or come through. Thank you, Grove Parlor, Sprinkle Sprinkle. I tell men I'm trying to move to Paris. It works well. Good for you. That works too. That works. I've talked about that. If you're always moving away, they always want to keep you. Maybe I can change her mind. I was never moving in the first place. Okay. So ain't nothing like a vacation to the Dominican Republic or Brazil. Ain't nothing like it. You right. Men will take women there all the time. Take them to Jamaica. Take them to Hawaii. You just got to be a cute woman, and the man got to have money. I remember James took me to Cancun. He paid for me to go to Hawaii. We've been to Bahamas twice. It is beautiful. I love the tropics. Might go back too. Yes, I was there in May. Girl, see Renee? Hey, girl. Did you take pictures? Oh, Um, he's taking you to Mauritius. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds good. Have fun, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, I know he was trying to troll and say he's going to these other islands to get women for free. But you see how I flipped the script on him? Yeah, we can go too. We can go to and get it paid for and go back with the same person that we left with because we're divine. Okay. hmm James is too lame. No wonder you're on YouTube. No, no wonder you on YouTube watching me on YouTube be lame. So if I'm lame and you watching me and I'm on YouTube because James is lame, what does that make you? Super duper lame and sad. Okay. Just saying. Do you did you do this look on your beauty day? No, I didn't do this look today. I'm sorry. I probably did a similar one though. You could probably go find it. Um, who knew you could buy plane tickets with an EBT? I know, right? You know, he got them points. It took him a whole year to earn them points. Frequent flyer mile after taxes, so he could get the hotel. Okay, so you can't come against me. I got you. I'm gonna get you. You can't come against me. Okay. Anyway, th- I don't I don't understand these type of questions, but I'm gonna read it as an example. And I'm not calling you out or anything. I'm just saying if you have to ask this question, You are in a very low place mentally, and you need to drag yourself out of it today. Not by thinking, but by getting yourself up physically and dragging yourself. So Mary says, do you have any tips as to how to gain the motivation and drive to level up and maybe lose a few pounds? Always give up after a few days. That's because you don't want it. Okay. That's because you don't see any benefit to it. That's because you don't have a reward at the end. You don't have a goal. You don't have the belief that you will be able to pull off what you're trying to pull off. So therefore you give up because it becomes physically hard or you're not used to doing something. You have to create a new system. You got to create a new habit. You have to understand that you're going to feel hunger pains. And you have to associate your hunger pains with growth. Okay? Just like growing pains. Except basically they're shrinking pains. Okay? Just like when you go to the gym, after you work out, you're not going to feel good. You're going to have sore muscles. But that's because you're getting better, not because you're getting worse. So you have to understand that the hunger pains are a sign of success. Okay? The pain after working out is a sign of success. That is your prize. That pain indicates you are moving forward. Okay? That is your sacrifice to move forward. And then for long, your stomach will shrink and those pains will be less because your stomach will not require as much food, or you'll be filling it with the correct type of food and you won't be hungry, So you can't give up because you're only giving up on yourself. You're not giving up on a diet. A diet does not exist. Okay? A diet does not exist. What exists is you now and you later. Okay? So if you stay the same now, you're going to be similar to the same thing later on. There is no growth because there was no sacrifice and no pain. And you gave up. So you have to sacrifice and do it. There's no other option. There's no shortcut around it unless you save up and you're going to have to sacrifice spending and go get some type of surgery, then you're going to be down and trying to heal and doing all this stuff. So it's still sacrifice and pain. You're going to get surgery. You're going to suffer. You're going to starve or eat less calories is less suffering than surgery. But either way, you're going to suffer. So prepare. Get it in your mind and just go do it. Okay. I suffered, but it was a good pain because it had good results. And you learn to appreciate things even more along the way. Thank you. I gotta go in a few minutes, but yeah, beauty hurts until it don't hurt, until you're used to it. Just like walking in heels. Some people can't walk in heels. Some people, don't. Oh, this wig is so uncomfortable. I can't wear heels, or these jeans are too tight, or this dress I don't feel comfortable until you do. Until that's all you want to wear. Until that's all you feel comfortable in. You're transforming. You're becoming a butterfly. A caterpillar thinks it's crazy to fly. A caterpillar says this cocoon is uncomfortable. I don't like it. I look ugly. Look at me. I look dried up and, I'm not having fun. But when that caterpillar is, hatching and becoming the butterfly that they always wanted to be, then all of it is worth it. It's all worth it. Everything. Then you fly away. So it is a transformation. It's not supposed to be, something fun and pleasurable. It's a transformation. You can make it fun and pleasurable by rewarding yourself with things that aren't, gonna take you backwards. But keep going forward. Thank you, Percy. Hey, Shira, this is your favorite male viewer, Percy. Did you buy a new mug this week? I got this copper one. It's not new, but it's shiny. I did buy me a Starbucks though. Thank you, Percy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm gonna say cheers. Anyway, I do have to go, but I hope that this was helpful for many people. And remember, nothing comes easy because at some point, someone had to put in work somewhere. I don't care who it was or when it was, somebody had to put in some work somewhere down the line. You know, these women who can get money so easily from these sugar daddies, they put in work to look good. They don't go out and eat whatever they want, or they don't just leave the house looking crazy. So just remember this. At one point, there's always going to be some type of sacrifice. Okay. I'm going to see y'all later, everybody. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hit the like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in, so that other women that need this message can get this message. Okay. Because it helps, people find the video or suggest videos. So it's almost kind of like what do they call that thing? Pay it forward by hitting like so somebody else can find me. Because a lot of you guys that was a suggested video because somebody hit that like button. All right. So I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.